Hi friends, welcome back to the Not Just for Boys Kit Club. I am doing my second layout for the month, and I believe it is April 17th, which is awesome. That means it's getting warm where I am. So I really am feeling these two papers here, so I think I'm going to use this for my background. Not so much, let me see. I don't know, I'm feeling the big bold stripes on this one. It's from the Dots and Stripes Echo Park, and this one's called Inchworm Stripe, but I'm liking this one on the horizontal. This is a photo or a set of photos I'm using. This girl right here, that is my youngest daughter, and she plays volleyball for a university, and here are two of her teammates. And these photos were taken the beginning of last season. It's a fall sport she plays, and they were taken at this historical farm near us. So that's why you see some kind of gorgeous backgrounds. So I know that's going to be the background. I do like this deeper blue tone right here for this girl's outfit to show up. And I liked the idea of the white to play off of this girl's dress she is wearing. Now I am playing along with Christy of Christy's Beautiful Life, her sketches, and this is the sketch for today. We are doing 30 sketches for each day of April. We have a new sketch, and I will go ahead and put that right about here when I'm crafting, so you can kind of see if I did okay or not. Chances are I'll start with the idea and go running off somewhere else. Who knows? But we are going to see how that goes. So I know I'm doing that. I know I have these pieces right here, and aside from that, maybe I can bring in a frame. I'm not sure. We're going to see how it goes, and I'm going to take you along with me. All right, I'm going to start by doing the absolute shocking event of using this gorgeous ombre multi-tonal lightning bolt paper to map my photo, and I did not think I was going to do that. When I first got the kit, I was convinced I was going to use this paper as one of my backgrounds, but you never know till you start creating how it's going to go, right? So I am going ahead and using this paper, and I'm using the deeper blue tone to bring out the dress that you see in the photo on the right. The taller girl with the dark hair has kind of like a brighter navy blue color, and I thought that that would bring out the color of her dress nicely. Now the white stripes in the background brings out the tall blondes picture that you see on the left hand photo. I think her dress actually has a tinge of pink to it, but this is working in my mind. And we have to go with whatever we're thinking at the time, right? All right, this kit came with tons of these gorgeous Project Life frames. And, I have killed the kit already, even though, this is the second layout you're using, but I've killed this kit paper-wise, and I still have a ton of frames. So I will be using those for quite a long time to come. That little strip that you saw me cut right there, you can see in the sketch that I am mimicking that strip, and my photo I will end up kind of having on that little slant like you see in the sketch. Like, this is one of those rare times that my project will actually look like the sketch. Now this rust color paper, terracotta, whatever you want to call it, came with our cut file that we received this month. The cut file was Snips and Snails and Puppy Dog Tails, which I thought was so awesome, and that lends to the kit name, which was Snips and Snails, that I'm using. All right, so with my hand, you saw I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do those little rings. So I scrapbook in my basement, in my storage room actually, and so I decided to grab one of these little plastic ramekins and recreate them with just some brown ink that I had sitting on my desk. And they are messy, they are imperfect, and I really, really liked them. So I'm just smushing this little plastic cup in the ink a little bit and doing a nice little twist. And the only thing that is, I guess, squared off is that these are going straight up and down, so I didn't have them zigzagging. And I liked it. It was a little bit of mixed media without being crazy. Now, since I used the ink, I decided to go ahead and ink in my little pattern paper pieces, and it'll make it feel that much more cohesive. All right, I have attached the pieces that you see so far, and like I said, I did ink the pieces as well. And now I'm trying to figure out where I might want to have this strip And I'm just going to put it flush with this rust colored cardstock because for the most part my photo will be going over the seam on the left side of that chipboard, the chipboard frame. All right, I did tell you I was going to put the photo on a bit of an angle. I just have it on a slightly different angle than what you saw. And now it's time to start building out my title. These alphas are absolutely adorable that you see here. So I'm going to take a look at them and have a nice bright multi-tonal alpha. And the reason I like using multi-tone alphas is they're actually a little difficult for me to use. For some reason, I struggle a little bit, and I try to use products and I try to use products that are harder for me to use. I think it stretches me creatively. All right, I have gone ahead and used some liquid adhesive to get my title down, and let me explain the title a little bit. The title is Be My Best Together, so it's actually the team's, like, I don't know, the team's logo, hashtag, whatever, is hashtag BMBT on Instagram this year, which is Be My Best Together. So I thought I would just go ahead and roll with that. It was the beginning of the season when these pictures were taken, like in preseason, I think. So I thought that all kind of worked, and I had enough alphas. The colorful alpha came with this kit. The craft color alpha is from a previous kit. I keep all the goodies from my previous kits in a bin together so that I can pull from them if I want just a little something extra. Now this part you see right here is where I start auditioning all these different pieces, so I only have the choices out in front of me that I think I'm going to use. I like to narrow it down because it helps me to not have such a cluttered workspace when I'm trying to figure out where I want to go with this. So the pieces that I'm going to use, I'm going to go ahead and ink them up as well. This twine that you see me using for my tag, that's the twine that comes when we get our kits. It's packaged really cute with tissue paper and the twine around it, and it's absolutely adorable. I love the packaging. So at this point, you actually can still see the sketch of my layout. Now I'm just going to kind of go rogue and do my own thing because the sketch is the perfect starting point, but when it comes down to it, we have to make sure that our layouts are, you know, showing our style as well. And pretty much my style is more is more is more. So I have my photo, that tag, and this little piece I'm putting on right there. I pop them all up on a little bit of fun foam. I use kind of fun foam that is adhesive on one side just because, yeah, I like it already pre-done for me, and it's super affordable. Right there you see me trimming off these extra little bits that, you know, sometimes are left on our die cuts with manufacturing. So I don't know, they bug me a little bit. So I was popping them off. And I like this, that little circular pie shape. It's from the same collection that my first set of alphas are from. So it's bringing all of those colors in and marrying the layout pretty nicely together. We received an entire collection pack of these great Project Life flares, so I'm going to include one of them on the left side, touching the other circular bit to kind of connect it all to the layout. This is one of those layouts that there's pretty much one giant block and it's just building off of each other with the little goodies that I'm finding along the way. I'm going to trim off part of this little label piece and stick it on the side where my tag is. I did go ahead and pop that Epic Day little flare on as well. So I have the two flare pieces playing off of each other on either side of that photo block. Now it's time to get just a few of these enamel dots sprinkled here and there on the layout to bring your eye around and keep it looking a little bit interesting. I tend to use enamel dots frequently. I find that they finish off my layouts because there's you know, a great little textural difference that you can get with enamel dots. I have matte ones, I have metallic ones, all kinds of them, and they can give you just that little something you need. So if a layout's looking a little plain at the end, I tend to use enamel dots or sprinkle a little mist or something like that. Now this little set of sequins that I have here in my bin, those are from a previous kit as well, and I love them. They have wood grain as well as white sequins without centers and all that kind of thing. So I have found a way to use these little wood grain sequins on so many layouts. They also have these itty bitty little navy blue stars, so I'm going to have to get them in a shaker pocket at some point. But yes, that is where those sequins came from, was a previous kit. And like I said, I keep all of the goodies from, the leftovers from my previous kits in one bin, and I find a way to keep pulling them into the next layout. I love that. I did some super simple journaling with just putting the date on that little card piece. And that's going to be about it. I hope you like what I came up with. Here is a little bit more of a close-up of this fun layout. And I will be back ever so soon with another video. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. Oh, and down below, I'll go ahead and put information so you can figure out where you can get these kits as well. All right, bye, friends.